Welcome, everyone, and welcome back to your channel that will change your life for the better, Alpha Intel.
Let me ask you a very uncomfortable question. When was the last time you spent one full day focusing only on your life? Not scrolling, not watching other people, not comparing yourself, just focusing on your goals, your future, your growth. For most people, the answer is scary. Because today, millions of people are living the same life every day. They wake up, check their phone, and spend hours watching other people succeed, other people getting rich, other people getting fit, other people building amazing lives. But here is the painful truth. While you are watching their life, your life is standing still. Days pass, months pass, years pass, and one day you wake up and realize something that hurts. You spend more time watching other people win than building your own life. But today, we are going to talk about the one skill that separates successful people from everyone else, the ability to focus on yourself.
Wow, that opening really hits hard because it is exactly what we are seeing everywhere right now.
Exactly. It is everywhere.
Yeah. And, we have spent the last few weeks looking at so much research for this discussion. Study on human attention, psychology reports, data on how people perform.
It is a massive problem.
It really is. And the mission for our episode today is to unpack all of this. We want to learn how to disappear from that noise, how to silence all the constant distractions, and actually build the life you want to live.
That is the goal.
But to start, we really need to look at why this is happening. The research shows we are constantly comparing ourselves to other people online. Why is it so difficult to just stop looking at our phones?
Well, it is difficult because your brain is a comparison machine. It is built that way.
Built to compare.
Yes. Hundreds of years ago, humans had to measure their status in a small group to survive. You only compared yourself to maybe 50 people in your village.
Right, that makes sense.
But today, the environment has changed completely. Today, you are comparing yourself to the top 1% of the entire planet.
Which is an impossible standard.
Completely impossible. When you look at a screen, you are looking at someone else's highlight reel. You only see their absolute best moments. You never see their failures. And your brain, well, it falsely believes that this perfect life is normal.
But logically, we know that is not true, right? I mean, we know people use filters. We know they only post their big wins.
We do know that logically, yes.
But even knowing that, it still makes us feel terrible when we scroll. Why do we feel so bad if we know it is fake?
Because your emotional reaction is much faster than your logical thought.
Oh, really?
Yes. Before your logical brain can say, hey, this photo is edited, your emotional brain has already sent a signal of failure. It tells you that you are falling behind.
So it creates this constant anxiety.
Exactly. A constant low-level anxiety. You are comparing your real messy life to a perfect movie.
And to make it worse, the system delivering this movie is incredibly addictive. We are not just casually watching, we are trapped.
We are entirely overstimulated.
Right. And some of the data we looked at explains this isn't an accident at all. The algorithms are built to keep us trapped.
They are. We have to understand a psychological concept called novelty bias. Our brains love new things. They love tiny hits of pleasure.
Like getting dopamine from a notification?
Precisely. It is the exact same system used in a casino. When you pull the screen down to refresh it, you don't know what you will get. Maybe a funny video, maybe bad news.
Right.
That uncertainty forces your brain to release dopamine. You are just waiting for the next hit. Our brains are not simply distracted. They're completely overstimulated.
So we get used to these fast, tiny rewards.
Yes. And because of that, normal effort feels boring. Real life is slow. Building a business or getting in shape does not give you instant rewards every 10 seconds.
Wow, that really explains why it is so hard to just sit down and work. And the statistics on our attention span are terrifying.
They really are.
In the research for this episode, we found out that when the average person works on a computer today, they only focus on one thing for 40 seconds before they switch.
40 seconds. Think about how scary that is.
Less than a minute.
You cannot build anything great in 40 seconds. You cannot solve a hard problem. We have become professional watchers instead of builders.
Professional watchers. That is such a powerful way to say it. So that brings up the big question. How do we break this habit? How do we stop watching and start focusing on ourselves?
You have to learn the art of disappearing.
Disappearing, like hiding.
Disappearing into the shadows and staying silent. First, you have to realize that the spotlight is not real.
The spotlight effect. This is a really interesting idea.
Yes. Most people walk around feeling like they're on a stage. They think everyone is watching them and judging their choices.
Oh, I know that feeling perfectly. When I first started going to the gym, I was terrified. I thought everyone was watching me lift these tiny weights. I thought they were all judging me.
And what actually happened?
After a few weeks, I looked around and realized the truth. Every single person was just staring in the mirror at themselves. Nobody was watching me. Nobody cared.
Exactly. That is the alpha reality.
Yeah.
Everyone is only thinking about themselves. No one is watching you.
It is such a relief to realize that.
It is absolute freedom. But to use this freedom, I have a very strict rule for you. You must hide your plans.
Hide my plans.
Shut your mouth about your goals.
Wait, really? But people always say you should tell your friends your goals, to keep you accountable. Does telling people not help you succeed?
No, it actually hurts you. Every time you share a piece of your plan with someone, you reduce your chances of success by 5%.
5%. Why is that?
Because your brain gets confused. When you tell someone, I am going to start a business, and they say, wow, that is great, you feel good. Your brain gets a reward just for talking about it.
Oh, I see. You get the reward without doing any of the hard work.
Yes, you feel successful just for talking. Talk less, move more, work in the shadows.
So we keep our plans quiet. What else do we hide?
You must hide your tears.
Hide your tears. That sounds intense.
True strength is built in the shadows. When you try to change your life, you will fail. You will face pain. But when you face failure, do not complain on the internet.
But isn't it good to ask for help when we struggle?
It is good to have a private mentor, but that is not what people do today. They go online and complain to strangers to get sympathy. They want attention.
Right. They want people to feel sorry for them.
Exactly. Do not do that. Bleed, sweat, and cry in private. Patch up your own wounds. That is how you build real power.
I hear what you were saying, but I have to ask, is staying silent and disappearing like this selfish?
Selfish? How?
Well, don't we owe it to our friends and family to be available? If we just disappear, won't people think we don't care about them?
Here is the alpha reality. If your energy is completely drained, you cannot be good to anyone.
That is true.
You cannot be a good friend or a good leader if you are exhausted. Silence is a shield. It protects your energy.
And we waste so much energy on pointless things like other people's drama.
Exactly. Drama, gossip, arguments. These things only survive when you give them attention.
Like feeding a fire.
Yes. If someone insults you and you give absolutely no response, the drama starves and dies. You starve the drama by staying silent. Silence is control.
Starving the drama, that is a great rule. But if we cut out the drama and we put down our phones,
No.
we are going to have a lot of empty time. Won't we just get really bored?
Yes. And you must embrace that boredom.
Embrace being bored.
Yes. We looked at a fascinating experiment about this. The goal was to embrace low stimulation. People made themselves bored for 1 hour a day
How do you make yourself bored on purpose?
by doing things with zero entertainment. One person read the terms and conditions of a software program for an hour.
Oh, wow. That sounds awful.
Another person waited on hold with airline baggage claim just to listen to the terrible music
Why would anyone do that?
because it resets your brain. When you lower your stimulation, your attention span actually grows.
It's like a detox for your brain.
Exactly. And when you do this, your mind starts to wander in a good way. It goes into a state called scatter focus.
I remember reading about scatter focus in our notes. When your mind is wandering without a screen, you spend almost 48% of that time planning your future.
48%. Almost half of your free thinking is spent building your future life. But you can only unlock that if you are not staring at a phone.
Okay, this is amazing. So let's give the listeners some practical steps. How do we start doing this today?
We have the Alpha Blueprint for daily focus. Simple rules to follow. Rule 1 is reduce noise.
How do we do that practically?
Have a daily technology disconnection ritual. For example, turn off the internet completely from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
12 full hours of no internet.
Yes, and unfollow anyone who makes you feel bad or makes you compare yourself.
I love that. Rule 1, reduce the noise. What is Rule 2?
Rule 2 is stop caring what others think.
That is easier said than done. How do we stop caring?
Create an ideal version of yourself in your mind, the
Yeah.
strongest, smartest version of you. Obsess over making that person proud.
So you only seek your own approval?
Yes, that is the only approval you need.
That leads right into Rule 3, which is finding quiet moments.
Tell them how to do that.
It is so simple. You can just read a book for a few minutes, go for a walk without your phone, or cook a meal, and your only focus is chopping the vegetables.
Just being present.
Exactly. Even just sitting in a chair, doing absolutely nothing, and breathing for 2 minutes, it is a small vacation for your brain.
That rest is crucial. Which brings us to rule 4, sleep.
We hear this all the time, but it is so important.
Protect your sleep. Getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep is a gift you give to your future self. You need that energy to focus.
So to quickly summarize everything, silence isn't just emptiness. Disappearing into the shadows is actually how you find clarity and confidence.
Yes. And there is an ultimate reward to all of this.
What is the reward?
When you finally finish your transformation in the shadows, you won't even care about reappearing.
Really? You won't want to show everyone how much you improved.
Yeah. You won't care about showing off at all because you will have found a calm, powerful peace. You don't need their applause anymore.
That is true freedom.
It is. So I want to leave you with one final hard-hitting thought. If you keep living exactly the way you live today, who will you be in 5 years? Will you be the main character of your own life or just an extra in someone else's?
That is a powerful question, and we want to hear from you. What is the biggest distraction in your life right now? Social media, overthinking, or comparing yourself to others? Write your answer in the comments below.
And if you want more episodes like this about improving your life, make sure you subscribe to Alpha Intel, because here we don't just talk about success, we build it together. See you in the next episode.